So this is how this thing sounds like playing drums on the keyboard. Check this out. This is my lovely software called Addictive Drums. It's got lots of great sounds in them here. So if I were to put that in the sequencer now to make a track out of it, let me just develop the idea a little bit. I like these funky beats here. So I'm going to go in and listen to that. I didn't play it all that precise. I'm going to go, oops, no, that's not right. Edit window. And I'm going to go in and just do something called quantization. That's how I get like a little bit more accuracy out of it. Go in here and quantize it with doing 16th swings. What that sounds like. That's pretty groovy. I kind of like that. Now I'm going to add a little bass on it. Okay, now that we got the bass, that gets quantized slightly different. I'm going to use 16th triplets. Yeah, it swings. So I'll break out my little Les Paul. This is all done in the computer, of course. Well, I've got a virtual amplifier in here that I'm going to play my Les Paul through. It's a really oldie but goodie. It's like something like 35 years old and pretty beat up. But she still sounds superb. Or better than ever, actually. Here we go. There you go. There's your little band. Let's play it back together. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. I've just, this took what, like 6 minutes to put in. So the core of the band structure is already there. So if the feel is good, then the core of the track sometimes gets assembled very quickly. In 1 or 2 hours, you can get like dramatically completed sounding things. Of course, the finer edit details like string arrangements and vocals and background vocals and layerings, that's where the time goes. Or, you know, you want to play the best solo you can and you maybe punch a little bit like I do a lot. So that's that. You know, that's keyboard drumming.
Yeah.
And that's how I play the drums. I used to play drums very busily when I had the room to actually post a drum kit, put a drum kit. Now it's just done on the keyboard. And that's how I do a lot of my drum tracks, on the keyboard. So besides that, I used to play saxophone, and I still could pick it up, but I haven't done it in a long time.
Right.
I just got it good enough to play a national commercial back in Germany, and then I just sold the horn when I came to the States. So I would say, you know, aside from the percussion instruments that I play, it's between 4 and 6 instruments that I can do professionally.
I love it.
But the good thing is that, you know, with being able to, for example, you know, I cannot, when I play a shaker, for example, and you put it in a production, you know, for example, I've got this lovely shaker here from Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
That's from Ipanema. And it's beautiful instrument and very crudely put together, but it sounds like Brazil. It's got this shake, this Brazilian swing in it. So if I play this along to a metronome, which is absolutely rigid along with the track, then it's likely that I'm going to slow down a little bit here and a little bit there. But the computer enables me to edit these things and do something called quantization.
Yeah.
So where I can lock it a little bit better to the groove. And I found out that, you know, rhythm instruments are really live acoustic instruments are really a beautiful thing to add to tracks, even if they're not perfectly played. Sometimes I isolate just one bar where I played it just right, just locked with the drums in a way that feels energetically beautiful, and I just loop it around, you know, just repeat the part throughout the song if the song is in a steady tempo, you know. So in that case, I find acoustic instruments essential to do the tracks. I can't just do tracks like these kids do nowadays. I do have, and I think I may have mentioned this to you before, a young client who just finished a record. My youngest client came in when she was 16. Her name is Maya Zakai.
Yeah.
And you can see her if you go to SoundCloud, check her out. Maya is M-A-I-A, and Zakai, Z-A-K-A-Y. They ran out of A's after they gave her the name. And she's got her first record finished right now, a record of 15 songs. And her tracks come from YouTube. So you can literally go to YouTube and do something they call top line writing. You could go and just imagine a melody across whatever that song sounds like, because people post tracks and you can license those tracks non-exclusively for $100 or something like that. And they will send you the stems. And then you can arrange as you see fit, give the song your title, and you know, out of fairness, you definitely want to give the producer credit. That's always a good thing to do. So this is a new form of writing that wasn't available at all, you know, when I got into social media. You know, these are all new tools, and new tools show up every day, and they're all geared towards sponsoring creativity and allowing you to connect more with your community around you, and even if it's in a virtual way.
I tell you, if I could talk to you every day. I would love to. If you teach class, I saw you had some kind of class online, or at least it.
I do teach several instruments online. I have a piano student. My student Carol Garcia is very good, a wonderful singer and a pianist now. Also, she's up in Sacramento, and we always meet on Skype. And now with the technology, like I can teach a lot of things remote, even Final Cut Pro, video editing, and making music videos with just images and so forth.
Nice.
Yeah, piano student. I teach guitar. And also production, you know, just pulling full tracks together. You know, nowadays you can share the screen with somebody, and it's just an endless array of possibilities how you can get into it. Right. The only thing I would say, and I think that is something I like to share with everybody, you know, when they say, well, you worked with so-and-so. If you look at my website, I sometimes do not believe the clientele that's listed there. If I look back over the years, when this is just not possible. But I had one thing. I had 51% hunger.
Oh, yes.
And I had 49% fear. If you have just a little bit more hunger for something, for a certain sound that you sort of hear in your head or that you want to emulate and then maybe reproduce and then build upon it. If that's what you have that hunger, then the fear could be tremendous as long as they're a degree, just 1 degree of separation, 49, 51. If you have that, you must win.
Yeah.
That's really my belief because that's my life story.
Thank you. Wow. It's that what you said too. I remember when we talked, am I good enough? And like you said, that hunger and the 51 is like,
yeah, the good enough part is probably the single biggest obstacle for most of us artists, where we tend to shy away from showing up and singing without pitch correction. We go, oh, I might be off pitch, and then that becomes a worry, and it's all based on that fearful thought, I may not be good enough. And that thought will maybe accompany us to the day we die. The only thing we need is 51% hunger above the fear and all the trepidations, because that's a fear-based thought. So we can file it away under the 49. Just make sure that you have at least 51. Sometimes you get a tremendous boost. When I was done with Quincy, with that record, when that got released, I felt so on top of the world. And I sent one song to my mom, and that was a humbling experience, because I realized, be careful who you send stuff to. You might get feedback that you may or may not appreciate. So
again, I could keep talking to you. I have one more question to ask.
David,
what do you want to do with your next breath?
With my next breath, what I want to do with my next breath, I want to take a deep breath in and exhale, saying, I will stay with it and harvest from my garden as much as possible.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Brother David, it's such a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for making this possible, building that bridge to your students. And
well, I mean, you are truly amazing. And I'm like, I know you were going to come to the studio, but of course all this happened. So it's a joy to have you here. And I can't wait till we can get out again and go see you play live.
Oh boy, that would be wonderful. Yeah. Like wait till Heartbeat Brazil hits it. That's my lovely band. And that's a project from the heart that has no approach to, this must generate money. This is just there to let out the music that heals me, because I have that feeling. If it heals me, there must be other people too that they get healed from that as well.
One thing, why Brazil? What about Brazil entices you?
That the honest truth is that I really don't know the answer why the particular energy that comes out of Brazil hits me so strongly. But I would say this: if you hear music, let's say from Tuvan throat singers, and it sends chills down your spine and you can't help but either cry. I sat in Rio de Janeiro close to the, the Christ statue up on the mountain, the Cristo, like they call it, who stands there like this. Yeah. By the way, the Brazilians make a joke about that. The Brazilians say, do you know why the Cristo stands there like this? And I said, I don't know. He said, because when the Brazilians finally decide to start working, he's going to go like this.
I love it.
But I would say this: if you find that, like I said, the Tuvan throat singers or music from Georgia, Russia, or Georgia, Georgia is Georgia, not just Russia, touches you, then that might reveal where your soul is from, or where your soul has resided before. It might be that kind of deal. I had that with Brazilian music, and I decided that it opened the door for so many original ideas, which could kind of flow into the rhythms and into the chord progressions that I learned from that music. So I think that in a way, music from another nation can reveal your true identity. You may be born in America and you may call yourself American, but you may be a world citizen that has places to go and, breaths to take on other shores. That's been the truth for me. I've been in 3 different places, and I love all 3 of them. A primavera chegou. Essa manhã você riu e na janela o jasmim floriu, me encantando. Os beija-flores pousando no muro do quintal. E pra completar o seu abraço e um beijo também, a paz da névoa me diz que o dia vai me encontrar feliz, mesmo se choro existir. Eu regarei o meu cactus e se houver uma discussão, eu prometo pra mim mesmo vou refletir, me aceitar e aprender. Estão vindo milagres. Vindo milagres. A paz da névoa me diz que o dia vai me encontrar feliz, mesmo se choro existir. Eu regarei o meu cactus e se houver uma discussão, eu prometo pra mim mesmo vou refletir, me aceitar e aprender. Vindo milagres. Você está vendo milagres. Talk to me, son. Vindo milagres. Vindo milagres. A primavera chegou. Essa manhã você riu Beleza, beleza, gente. Cool, guys. Beautiful.